Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with the work of Gigi's man, Darius Nash, being consumed, if not appreciated, and what closes with Charity consuming the lips of a man after her work is appreciated? If you guess Greenleaf, Season 2, Episode 11, Change in Season, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video, and if you'd like to see how we get from opening to closing, please be one of the ones that is sticking around. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. If you are not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, notification bell. We're working on 150 subscribers. So go ahead and do that, and go ahead and like the video. I like you. Don't you like me? Okay, let's go. So we open with Darius Nash's article recounting Gigi's experience of Uncle Molester Mac's murderation by Gigi being read at the breakfast table by Lady May. And then we find out shortly after that Miss Sophie did not get into St. Josephine Society based on the acceptance that's been posted online with the debutante list. This has got to be a mistake. This has got to be a mistake, says Lady May. Greenleaf girls always get accepted. And Gigi feels, once her daughter leaves, she's like, it's because me. It's because my murderation is right on the front page of the paper. And then Pastor Daddy comes in, and then Pastor Daddy, Bishop, and Gigi are about to leave to go to a pastor's meeting at Triumph Church. That's Basie Skank's church. And where the brother was for a quick, hot, fast minute. And Lady May is, after they leave, Lady May has Marisol come here. I want you to go upstairs and go into the bottom drawer and get the box out of the old boy and be careful with it because it has, what does it have in it, Lady May? A gun! She gonna go kill the people that didn't let her granddaughters into the debutante ball society? Nah. Okay, so then the next thing that we see is Miss Zora at home, and she is upset. She doesn't know how she is going to go to school because all of her friends were accepted to the cotillion. We're assuming. So everybody is dealing with the distress of not getting accepted into the St. Josephine Young Ladies Debutante Ball Cotillion Society. And her mama Carissa says, well, since we don't have to buy that gown, that expensive debutante ball gown, cotillion gown, then we can go to New York City and we can see Hamilton on the weekend of the cotillion. Can we go to school now? And Zora's like, I guess. Okay, so then we see May. She's at Jacinta Butler's house. She's the lady who's the head of the St. Josephine Society that didn't accept the girls, the grandchildren in for the cotillion, even though they're Greenleaf girls. And she is bringing her that ancient gun that she had pulled out from underneath the old boy upstairs. And chit-chatting. She's bringing it to her since Jacinta is a real collector. And then Lady May, oh, look! The debutante yearbook for one of my daughters. Look how beautiful she was. And then Miss Jacinta, yeah, we were all just so disappointed that you elected not to nominate this year. But we understand, after all that you've been through as a family this year. And Lady May, excuse me? I applied. I nominated both girls. And then the other lady, Jacinta, is like, I didn't see the applications for either Zora or Sophie in the packets that were sent to me by the board secretary. And who's the board secretary? Tasha Skanks. Tasha Skanks! Okay, so then, that's Basie Skank's wife. Okay, so then in the next scene, we are walking into the pastor's meeting. As we're walking in, Gigi is like, I really wanted Sophie to have that experience of the cotillion. Bishop, Sophie will, and Zora, your mom will not rest until they are admitted. You and your mom are more alike than you think. Then we see Pastor Bishop meet up. It's like a Pastor Bishop meetup of all of the Pastor Greenleafs. It's 3 of them. And Jacob is like, he's surprised to see his dad and Sissy and Bishop Pastor Daddy, quoting Lady May from this morning. If we try to avoid every place on earth where enmity confounds us, we would be stranded where we stand. Basie shows up late with Father Alvarado and a heavy heart. Jacob is the first speaker, and he's announcing his Real Church of Memphis. Without walls, for the homeless and the hopeless. It's love with no limit, like our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so then we see Jabari. We find out that Jabari is coming, and Charity is just being confounded. She can't really get this song right. Her girl is like, yeah, it don't really sound right, her colleague, whatever. So what do you think that Carlton would do? You know, things just have not been the same since Carlton left with the choir, or maybe with this. Maybe you need some help. So Charity calls Carlton. Then we see Lady May at First Lady Skank's office, and she is like, Lady Skanks is like, you really think I would deep 6-2 nominations? And May is like, how do you account for the fact that I emailed nominations and Jacinta says they were not even in the packet? And then Lady Skanks is like, I don't know. I never got those mystery emails. And I'm really disappointed in your comportment, First Lady. I have nothing against your granddaughters. And if my husband has any issues, any bones to pick, his bones are well earned. And then Lady May, you gonna lie in my face? Don't you have any self-respect? And then Lady Skanks, yes, I do. Now you get out. And then as Lady May is getting ready to leave, she notices a painting and she's like, wait, that painting. And then Lady Skanks is like, I got it because I saw that you had one when you were featured in Southern Decor. I felt that every lady of distinction should have one since I saw that you had one. And then Lady May, when I find those emails. Okay, so then we're back at the pastor's meeting. We find out that a gay 16-year-old boy tried to commit suicide. That's what was the holdup for Skanks coming in. Alvarado was telling him about that. He's brain damaged now. Skanks is like, you know, we got to do something, not just officially, but as humans. He's speaking to the whole group of pastors in the area. We see Gigi asking Jacob and Bishop about their thoughts on the young man Skanks talked about. And she's like, you know, there's got to be something we can do. Now, the first time I saw it, I thought she was like questioning Skanks, like, well, what's his agenda? Because I'm thinking that he coming at the Greenleafs from another direction, since they have such homophobic stuff going on in the church. I'm thinking he gonna out her. But as I watched the show the second time, I think that she was sincerely like, what can we do for the homosexuals? You know, like she's feeling a calling, a tug in her heart. The Lord is speaking to her. Okay, so then we see Charity and Carlton in Charity's office, and he's a bit dry at first. He's not working full time, and he lets her know that it really hurt his feelings, the way she handled things with him leaving. And Charity is like, I got busy. And Carlton is like, oh, but you're not too busy to call me when you need me. And then Charity is like, I lost my marriage, and there was just so much I couldn't talk about, especially with you, Carlton. And Carlton is like, what can't you say to me? You need to lean on your friends in hard times. And then we see Gigi and Jacob outside of Triumph. They leave in the pastor's meeting, and Gigi is saying, you know, you did good, bro. And Pastor Bishop Daddy comes out, and Gigi's gotten in the car, and Pastor Bishop is like, well, that's a strong name, Real Church. Why don't you and Carissa come by for dinner tonight? So I don't know. Maybe he's respecting his son. He's so mean to that child. What's the story there? Okay. Or is he just pushing him? Man to man pushation. So then we see Lady May getting technical assistance to find that email that she sent back in November when the nominations were due. And we find out she got like 200 windows open. She got files open from 2 years ago, 10 years ago. But the assistant, who's the pastor's assistant, does find the documentation and she prints it out. We got receipts. Okay, so then we see Rochelle, and she is all leaned up on Pastor Bishop Daddy's desk on the chair side. She like not in the bishop side, but the Zaddy side. Zaddy. I got that off the Children and Insecure. Hey, Zaddy. Okay. Was it Insecure? I don't know. Yeah, Insecure. Okay, so then while Pastor is exclaiming, she all sitting all close to him on his side of the desk while he is exclaiming over the pineapple upside down cake that he is eating. And Rochelle is like, yeah, young pineapples are the key. The old ones get all watery and sour. And then, as if on cue, Lady May walks into the office. And Bishop is like, May, this is the friend of the church that I was telling you about in Rochelle. This is the first lady of the church and the first lady of my life, Lady May. Taste this cake. Rochelle made it. And Lady May goes from smiles and to when she found out that the woman made it, she like, she did. You made it? How delightfully old-fashioned. We see her jaw is very tight now, even though she's smiling. And Bishop, did you ever get to the bottom of that problem with Jacinta? And then Rochelle, Jacinta Butler? She's a friend. If there is anything that I can do. And then Lady May, you have done quite enough. And then exiting, enjoy your cake, Bishop. And then the next thing we see is Miss Grace in her office calling Pastor Skanks. And then the next thing we see is Grace in Skanks' office. And he's like, you know, your brother Jacob was top of my mind before I learned of that young man. The Lord works in mysterious ways. And then Gigi, amen. What are you going to do about taking a stand? And Basie, I thought you were coming to tell me. Gigi, you are not what I thought. You are more. And Skanks, maybe I'm just better at hiding what I am than you ever thought that I was or something. I gotta tell you the truth, because that's all I do. One thing I don't do is lie. I'm a little man with a big mouth. I had to make the biggest friend that I could find. God. Okay, so then that's the end of that scene for now. Then we see Zora, and she with the Christian thug in her bed. Not just her bedroom, but in her bed. And him, why are you pressed? You're too cool to be in a cotillion. We got better things to do. And I'm like, is that thigh? She all got her thighs out and he in the bed with her in her bedroom by herself, or her parents, they not supervising? I don't understand. Okay, so then we see Grace back with, she's still with Basie. And she's like, now I'm just figuring out, you know, what to do next. Like she's telling him her life story. They're bonding, they're connecting. And that thing you said about homophobia. And Skanks is like, you know, you just like me. When you figure it out, let me know. I got a feeling that you are the one with the vision. Then we see Zora and the Christian thug, him with his hands all on her thighs, unbuttoning her shirt. Let's go. We talked about it. Zora, I'm scared. Thug, I got everything we need. I'm going to take care of you. And then the scene fades and Stay Woke is still playing in the background. But Miss Zora wasn't listening, was she? Okay, so then we got Charity and Carlton. And Charity, he must have deleted his Friends app. He's just gone. You know what's even worse? In dealing with the divorce and Kevin's gayness, and we never even had a chance to grieve. And Carlton is like, oh, your baby girl. And Charity, she just vanished inside of me. Nobody ever says anything about her. I think about her every day. Carlton, Eden Brooke, Charity, yes, you remember her name. I haven't heard anyone say her name since she went away. It feels like if I let go, she'll just float away and disappear. Carlton, I'll keep holding her. I'll never let go. So you can let go for a while, Charity. I got you. That's the end of that scene. Then we see Lady May, and she's back in Lady Skank's office, and Skanks is looking at the receipts that Lady May has provided. She's like, I don't know how this happened. I never got it. And Lady May, the dates are plain as day. You got it now. Skanks, you sent it to the wrong email address. See? Don't bother calling Jacinta because Dr. Butler is madder at you than me. I told her how you came in here like some entitled white woman. She apologized to me. I have not been featured on the pages of Southern Life yet, but you, Mrs. Greenleaf, will never be featured on those pages ever again. And that's the end of the scene. So I guess Skanks and Lady Skanks, what's her first name? Tasha. Lady Tasha and Lady May, they not cool. Okay, so then we see Lady May. She's coming into the bishop's office. They're strategizing, the bishop with his assistant, about improving the homeless ministry at Calvary Baptist because, you know, Jacob. And they're saying it's going to help everybody. And Miss Lady May says, please invite Miss Cross to dinner tonight. And then we're at dinner at the mansion. We have Lady May thanking Rochelle for coming. We have Jacob, Carissa, Bishop, and Gigi. And Rochelle is saying, well, I don't really get out much. Most nights I just work. Do you all live here? And Jacob, we're over in W.C. Handy Park. And Rochelle, that's an up-and-coming neighborhood area. And Jacob, oh, we love it. And Carissa, no comment, but she's looking like, And then we see May. Well, what made you leave Reverend Kensington and your last church home? If you don't mind me asking. Rochelle, well, you know, I had cancer and, you know, I don't really feel like I got the support that I needed. And Lady May, well, we pride ourselves on our sick and shut-in ministry. And Rochelle, yes, I do feel supported. And May looks a certain way, as does Gigi. Then we see Charity. She's in the nursery. She's talking to baby boy Nathan. Even though I cry about your sister, you are enough. And then next we see Zora. She's in Sophie's room. Don't judge. Isaiah came over. Just because Granddad threw you in a tub of water, don't act like you know what's best for everybody. We did it. Sophie, you had sex! That's the end of that scene. Then we see Rochelle at the Greenleaf dinner table. No one moved me. You know, she's talking about going to visit churches, and she's like, no one moved me. The only one who came close was Skanks, but there was something a little off with him. And Gigi is like, well, what if you don't mind me asking? And Bishop is like, I think my daughter fell under a spell. And Gigi is like, I believe we should love. I like what he was saying about the homosexuals too. And Carissa is like, Jesus preached love and he also preached sin. And the bishop is like, amen. And Lady May is like, Calvary does not discriminate against homosexuals. And Gigi is like, And Carissa is like, no one asked Kevin to leave. He left of his own free will. Rochelle, who's Kev? Lady, our former son-in-law. Carissa, and if he felt judged, it was from the well of his own soul. Gigi, all Basie wants to do is take a stand and say that God loves all. Carissa, God does not love sin. Gigi, would you hear it if Jacob said it? Carissa, oh, the toll your self-righteousness has taken on this family, even today, with Zora and Sophia and the cotillion, Lady May. And she's just peeking out up silent. She don't say nothing, knowing that she the issue here. And then we see Sophie in her bedroom, and she's video calling her boyfriend after Zora has left. And she's like, can I ask you something personal? Have you ever done it? And her boyfriend is like, nah. Have you? Why do you ask? Why are you asking? And that's the end of that scene. Then we got an after dinner walk and talk. Lady May is in front of Bishop and Rochelle, and May, you know, kind of turns around and she's like, might Rochelle and I have a moment? And the Bishop leaves to get Rochelle her coat. And Lady May, I just wanted to apologize again for earlier today. It was not you, it was me. But before I put my foot in it, you mentioned Jacinta Butler. And Rochelle, oh yes, she's a client, the only client I consider a friend, and she helped me when I was sick. How may I help? And Lady May, I have committed an overlooktion, as my mother would call it. And that's the end of that scene. Then we see Gigi. She's writing at the breakfast table, and she's joined by Lady May. May, this mess with the cotillion is not your fault. I sent the nomination to the wrong email. I am the guilty party. And Rochelle has some back channel way in, some kind of pull. And then just as she's saying that, Sophie comes in. We got into the cotillion, her and Zora, we're assuming. They said it was a mistake. And then Gigi, I'm going to get ready for work, but thanks for telling me. And I'm glad this Rochelle could help us, but Mama, and then Lady May, I know, honey, we'll fight that fight when it comes. And then, you know, Gigi leaves. Everybody can peep, or, you know, these two women can peep what's up with Rochelle and the Uncle Pastor Dad, Bishop Pastor Daddy. And then Lady May, Marisol, please send every painting by that artist. That's the one that Lady Skanks had bought because she saw that May had it, you know, in her place when she saw her spread in Southern Lady magazine. To the gallery. Send them all to the gallery. And then to herself, she says, Lady May, it's time for a change. And then we see Charity, and she's singing and she's playing, and Jabari is standing over the piano and he's enjoying. Then he sits down next to her on the piano stool, and Charity, all breathy, you know, in her way, says, well, what do you think? And then Jabari says, I think it's a hit. And then Charity kisses him, and they look into each other's eyes. And fiend! That's the end of that episode. So, it was a good episode. And what did the people say? Delayed, but not denied. It's been, you know, just life going on. But it was a great episode. I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing with all of your fabulous friends and family. Thank you for being you. And remember to continue to be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. I'm Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. Peace.